Okay, ready?
Yes, give me the budget.
Okay. 1995, Assassins, rated R with a runtime of 2 hours, 13 minutes. So this had a budget of $50 million. What do you think this brought in?
That's all this was?
50.
50. Wow. I'm going to say it brought in barely covering itself, 62 million.
Okay, Vader.
Flop, 40.
Oh, you guys have no faith. 83.
That's not bad.
Yeah. It did okay.
I guess
it did okay for itself.
I win a boat?
I guess you win the boat.
I'll put it in with the rest of them.
Nobody wins the speedboat this week. You guys both fail. You know who wins the speedboat? The Green Fairy.
Oh, God. Here we go. Let's try one more time.
Do we have a code word this week?
Oh.
He usually doesn't have that visceral of a
It's so
reaction.
gross.
He's making me cry.
Look, I can drink a lot of weird things, but this is crossing the line.
All right, let's ask our people listening in while we're doing this live what our code word should be.
Oh, yeah. So
if you're in the chat right now,
what was it? When we're doing episodic shows, usually when somebody says penultimate, we have to drink.
Damn it, dude.
I know, I'm sorry.
I went out with friends that listened to the show the other day, and my friend whose birthday it was kept saying that word the entire night. I was like, dude, I'm driving.
Yeah. So we need another, because we're not talking about an episodic show, we're talking about movies. So comment if you're in a Discord, if you're listening to us on Twitter Spaces, follow at salty_nerd to check us out live on Tuesdays, and give us a word of the week, guys.
Code word. Make us drink. Make us drink this shit.
Oh, God. Anima's already, she's like on fire right now.
Oh, she's in there. I see her typing
This is
right
already
now.
falling apart. I love it. All right. So go ahead. What is the synopsis for Assassins?
You ready?
Yes.
All right. Juliane Moore is stalking everyone in her apartment building. Antonio Banderas is stalking Sylvester Stallone, and Sylvester Stallone keeps talking to himself for the benefit of the audience. Everyone sucks in this movie except for Pearl the cat. Antonio, Juliane, and Sly make their way to San Juan for Day of the Dead, and it's a circle jerk of stalking. To culminate in the reenactment of historical hitman hits of Dia de Muertes past, Antonio is losing his fucking mind in the clock tower of no air conditioning. Julianne's had way too much coffee and people watching, and Sly is totally ruining this rite of passage for Antonio by not presenting himself for execution. And everyone is so fucking sweaty. Written by Lana and Lily Wachowski.
Seriously?
What?
Yep.
No way.
Yeah, back when they were, of a different gender.
This movie was written by the Wachowskis?
Yep.
Yeah,
I did not know
When
that.
they were brothers, not sisters.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what had happened was the Wachowskis had made this very big independent film called Bound with Gina Gershon, and they had written 2 spec screenplays, one of which was this movie Assassins, and the other one was The Matrix. And Joel Silver, off of the strength of Bound, optioned both of those scripts for $1 million each. And so this was the first movie to kind of like make it through development. And originally, like they had Mel Gibson interested in starring and directing in this movie, but then he got kind of sidetracked by Braveheart. So they brought on Richard Donner of Lethal Weapon and Superman fame. And Richard Donner basically came on board on the condition that he could tone down the violence and kind of increase the love story between Wrath and Elektra. And so he came in and brought on board another writer named Brian Helgeland, who kind of came on and did a bunch of rewrites, and the Wachowskis were so pissed off at the rewrites that were put on that they wanted to take their names off the movie.
And they were like, fuck you. Your names are staying.
Yeah, the Writers Guild was like, you can't take your name off this movie. And so like they were kind of stuck with it. But this was like their first like big like Hollywood produced movie to their credits.
We need a gag. Because if the code word is the F-bomb,
No, we
then
can't have that.
We can't. She can't.
Well, she just said it, and I had to drink.
I know. That's why I drink.
I thought we were going to stand together and tell her to fuck off.
Oh, there's another one.
Oh, fuck. We can't have that. We can't
You're all
have
gonna
that.
die.
It's official. The code word is the F-bomb.
I think that word is in several of my synopses for
Oh,
today.
this is going to be wonderful.
I'll nurse
All right,
this
so
thing.
here's the thing about this movie. I love this movie. I don't care if it's
Really?
ridiculous or not. It's funny to me because I'm watching this and having watched Tango and Cash for the podcast, right? I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, so I know whenever Sylvester Stallone has those goddamn stupid ass glasses on, it means he wants us to take him very seriously.
Yes, that is a fact.
These are his serious glasses. So when I was watching this movie this time around, having seen Tango and Cash, I was like, oh, he's trying to be smart in this episode or in this movie. I'm like, okay, I got you. I'm on board.
Episode, you had it right.
Sure. I felt like this was kind of like an offshoot of Tango and Cash. Like he felt like the same character.
It's in the universe.
Yeah.
I'm certain.
This is just Stallone trying to be cool.
That's all it is.
Except Tango and Cash is a good movie.
Well, I don't know. I don't hate this movie. It's ridiculous.
This is just Antonio Banderas being sweaty.
Oh, it's so sexy.
So
sexy, dude.
Listen, I need to ask you guys the question. So we've all established that Antonio is too sexy.
Right.
And that we would all suck it and touch it.
Yeah.
Nope, not anymore.
That's my question. In this movie, are you only going hands in or
Quit making me say weird things.
He is so damn sexy in this movie.
so sexy?
He's a schizo in this movie.
I know. It's kind of cool.
So this was actually his follow-up to Desperado.
I was going to say, this feels like Desperados and Tango and Cash had like a love child.
Yeah, it feels like they were like, hey, you know how you were
sexy in that other movie?
Sexy and killing people in that movie? Just bring that on over here. Bring that on over here. Put a filter of crazy over it.
He literally plays the same character.
Yeah.
Like his mannerisms and everything.
He overacts to the max.
I love it. I love it.
I thought this movie was insane and dumb, but also in a fun way.
Yeah.
Like the whole movie, I was like, get out of here.
Dude.
I have to change the F word to something else. Okay.
Do we have a drink?
No,
No,
I
she
didn't
didn't say
say
it.
it. I didn't say it.
Are you itching to drink?
The whole
like it.
movie, I was like, get the cunt out of here.
Oh, Jesus.
You're welcome.
Oh my God.
You just raped Vader's ears.
You just
It's like you shoved a white-hot poker in his eardrum.
Anyway, so there was this scene.
You just deep fried my brain hole.
So
I'm gonna change it up.
Such a dirty word.
Get the redheaded slut out of here. No, like the whole movie, I was just like, come on.
Oh, there's
like the whole movie, and like the next thing would happen, I'd be like, get out of here.
the assassination at the funeral is the most laughable thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So
There's
ridiculous.
a giant smoking hole covered by just a Band-Aid
Oh, the
in his arm
cast.
sleeve.
The cast. It's like 6 feet too long. He's walking around being like, I'm a secret agent, guys.
He's still running through the cemetery with a cast on his arm.
And nobody blinks
and
an eye.
a giant pussying hole at the end of it. That's actually appropriate. Where he shoots the bullets through.
The bullets, where the bullets come out, they get ejected. He has another hole on his arm right here where the bullets come out. Yeah. It's so
was
ridiculous.
amazing.
Covered up with some duct tape.
It's so
Yeah,
funny.
Just like a Band-Aid. It was like one lone Band-Aid.
Yeah.
And then as he's running, that Band-Aid is just kind of
Flopping around,
in
yeah.
the wind. Perfection.
It was perfect.
Perfection.
And the fact that like everybody, like the security guards that were trying to protect the person that they were assassinating, like they were like looking around like, who did that? And there's obviously a dude next to a tree with a giant rifle going
There's
like,
literally just 2 guys in the cemetery talking shit at each
Like,
other over
shooting-
the cemetery.
shooting at each other with guns.
And the FBI guys are like, where's that coming from? It's so fun.
FBI
It's so
guys?
ridiculous. Or the
guys
Secret
just-
Service or whoever they are.
Yeah, whoever.
Just bodyguard dudes.
And just how
terribly
clueless the
trained.
cops were when they showed up to the scene, and they're still shooting at each other.
Yeah.
Like Sylvester Stallone is literally blowing apart this freaking tombstone that Antonio is hiding behind, and the cops are right there, and they're like, "Who's shooting who?"
I think it just dawned on me why I didn't like this movie.
Why?
Stallone is not that great of an actor. I'm sorry. he's good at flexing his muscles and shooting guns. But I think what my problem with this movie is that movies in this genre have changed so much over the years that I watch a goofy ass movie like this when I'm used to watching John Wick movies, you know, things that are like fun and smart, and this just comes off as dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just it's not good.
I liked it for its dumbness, though.
It's just-
it made it fun.
It's just there's just something that did not resonate with me in this movie.
So in the original script, the character that Sylvester Stallone plays, he's supposed to be like a much older assassin. In fact, the Wachowskis wrote the part for Sean Connery. And
Whoa.
That would be next level.
Yeah, and the basic crux of the Wachowski script was like you had this aging kind of like old school assassin and the young hothead up and comer, and it was basically like a kind of showdown between those two.
Yeah,
it was very straightforward. It was very like heavy R, like heavy action, like all this stuff. And Richard Donner kind of brought in like the romance angle and toned down the violence. And
Sylvester Stallone was like, "Whoa, what have I played it?"
well, that's the thing though, because like the flashback parts of this show were supposed to take place like 15 years ago.
Yeah, and that never really connects.
Yeah, Sly doesn't look old enough to have done something like that 15 years ago.
And also, he's Antonio Banderas's like hero.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah. It doesn't, the age thing doesn't work.
Did you just get into the Hitman game and you were like, that's the first guy and he's my hero?
Yeah. What were you going to say?
I say they didn't have the de-aging tech.
De-aging? Or the aging up?
The face app tech to de-age.
No, but like hearing that it was supposed to be freaking Connery.
I think that would have
made it a
good
little
movie.
bit different movie.
Dude, imagine Connery instead of freaking like.
This came out around the same time as The Rock, right? The same within a few years.
97, right?
Something.
So
The Rock.
This came out in 1995.
Like mid to late 90s.
So I think Connery could have pulled it off if they had gone that route.
I think so too.
It would have been really good.
That would have been cool because imagine
because
immediately the scene that goes into my head is like the older assassin is the one who has patience to pull off these jobs that take a long time and it's like a slow burn, whereas the hot-headed freaking Antonio Banderas, he's just like guns to the go. Imagine the scene where he's in the bank and he's just like burning hours.
Yeah.
Like imagine instead of Sly just sitting there like reading a stupid little newspaper, it's freaking Sean Connery like talking some bank shit.
Yeah.
Like transferring some money. And you'd be like, fuck yeah, dude. It would sell it so much better.
Smoking a cigar.
Yes. With a freaking whiskey in his hand.
I have a question. Is he playing Scottish or Egyptian?
Spanish. What are you doing, cabron?
Yeah, he plays the Antonio Banderas part.
They're in like what? Fucking San Juan. Oh shit. God damn it.
Oh, she said it.
Jude's going to kill us today.
Oh my, I already have a headache. Fuck. Oh.
It's kind of funny because like in this movie, so the people who hire the assassins, it's all done through like anonymous like IRC chat or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And that computer scroll, amazing.
AOL.
Yeah, and there's this scene where Antonio Banderas is in a bathtub and he's like typing on this thing, and you can tell that like whatever he's typing, because like there was nothing on the screen. And the sound effects just aren't going with how the words are like coming on the screen. It's very awkward.
Yeah.
Would you like to play a game?
It felt like that. It felt like war game. It's like this computer just talking to him.
And every time like Sylvester Stallone's doing this with like the computer screen, he's talking to himself and he's saying the exact opposite of what he's typing.
I kind of like that though, because he's like playing the game where like the people on the other end don't know what he's saying. He's like, there was one part he's like, "We're worried about you, Robert," and he's like, "You should be." And he types in like, "Don't be worried about me, I'm fine."
What was that Chuck Norris movie with the aggressive like inner monologue? That gave me this energy.
Was it Octagon?
Yeah, it was.
Octagon.
Yeah. Gosh.
But it was so awkward just seeing like, because every time someone's using a computer, they're talking to themselves, and just like, you couldn't have found out a more interesting way to communicate like this stuff.
Yeah, use Chuck Norris.
the whole
you should be worried about me. Yeah, exactly.
Or
I see the whole communicating through the computer thing is kind of a trope through the whole.
Everything in this,
all these movies, right?
Yeah. Well, except for Leon. I don't think Leon doesn't have any computers in it, but
Leon doesn't even know how to read.
Yeah.
So
smart.
just keep your expectations low.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed the whole computer part. I like watching movies made 20, 25 years ago that.
It's like literally an AOL DM chat.
Yeah. It's like I just picture
no
him.
one's monitoring this.
I picture him every time he like needs to talk to his handler or whatever. He has to like plug a thing and do it, and he goes.
I apologize to our audio only listeners.
It's just like, they know what I'm doing?
He was like, "Did somebody have the phone off the hook?"
Yeah.
The old dial-up thing, man. You probably don't even remember what that sounds like.
Of course I remember what dial-up is. Come on,
Because you're
bro.
a child. But, you know,
He was
it's
a wee babe on his father's knee.
Can we talk about how big of an asshole Julianne Moore's character was?
Oh my God, she's the worst.
Please.
She's spying on her neighbors.
Yeah.
The only one that she's actually nice to is her cat, and that's just kind of, she keeps it in a cage the whole time.
Can I ask a quick question? Why was she doing that? Was that her job, or was she just nosy?
She,
I didn't
It's
quite
just
get
She's
what
a
her character
hacker, man.
yeah.
Is that what she was?
It's part of her personality.
Yeah, she was a hacktivist, basically. Like,
Yeah.
Hacktivist?
she hated people who wore fur. She hated people who abused
She's
their
destroying
girlfriend.
personal property because of her preferences.
That scene in the elevator with Julianne Moore is standing behind some like rich. Oh, and she's like this chick that she's like wearing the fur, just straight up racist. Remember that? She's like, I can't believe they hired so many foreigners in that restaurant. Don't ever make reservations there. It was like the most ridiculous racist stuff ever. In this lady was sitting there.
That lady was awful.
Yeah.
Why do you even have spray paint?
It was a
And
night.
the way she hides it too, is she sits there and she goes, shh, like right into her ear while she's spraying her jacket. I'm like, that doesn't work.
So dumb.
What were we gonna say, B?
I'd say it was the 90s.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
So with her spying on her neighbors, I think they ripped that directly from like the movie Sliver, where William Baldwin, whatever his
The
name
lesser
is,
Baldwin?
the mid-grade Baldwin,
Baldwin the lesser?
Baldwin the Lesser.
Baldwin the middleman.
Why do you like him so much?
I just do.
He's the inferior Baldwin.
Hey, she's seen his butt. Okay?
Dare yuck my yum,
In
Vader.
that terrible movie.
I have never yucked your yum. You need to stand the fuck
I
down.
love
Oh, there's a drink.
God damn it, Jude.
Stop getting me fired up. But anyway, you get the drift. Oh,
Yeah.
I've learned that if you swirl it, it kind of dissipates the smell of the absinthe.
Swirl the
It makes it slightly less gross.
swirl the
It doesn't make it good. It makes it slightly less bad.
swirl the antifreeze.
God,
Okay.
this is the worst drink I've ever had.
I'm so excited to die together.
So Julianne Moore had just come off of Boogie Nights and doing this movie, I think. Like both her and Antonio Banderas' star was on the rise. Sylvester Stallone's star was kind of on the decline at this point.
He plateaued.
Yeah. He hadn't really made like a big hit recently. And his big thing with this movie was he was reserved. Like
Yeah.
he didn't go as full Stallone as he normally does.
I love how he just like tells people in interviews what his character was instead of just being that as the character in the movie. It's hilarious.
Oh, and his pit stains are epic.
Oh my God,
Oh.
so sweaty.
Everybody is so sweaty in this movie.
Okay, but like Antonio Banderas is his like face,
It's
and he's
sexy
like,
sweaty.
Yeah, it's like kind of he's acting sweaty. He's just like, I'm acting. My face is sweaty.
Yeah, he's like,
this
I'm
is
actually
my character.
hot.
Yeah,
Do you, I need
but
a water
Stallone.
bottle.
Yeah, well, I guarantee you they had a
No,
spray
I
bottle.
need a
on
water
set.
bottle so I can just like make my beard sexy.
I'm gonna go out front and get the hose.
You just look like a wet cat, bro. Get out of here.
But like Stallone is just like wearing a shirt. He's not sweaty at all, but he has these giant pit stains, just like the circumference of his shirt that is sweaty outweighs the circumference of his shirt that's not sweaty.
So they shot most of this movie in Puerto Rico, where it's like very humid, and it kind of reminds me of that movie Kingdom of Heaven with Alec Baldwin, where basically every single shirt that he wears is just covered in sweat the entire movie, because they shot in New Orleans, where it's like super humid. It's like walking through a cloud.
Yeah.
And it is kind of funny because in certain shots, like Sylvester Stallone, like his clothes are fine. In other shots, it's just got these massive pit stains. It just takes you out of the movie.
I can't imagine.
You can't stop looking at
You
it.
really can't.
At least you know, the nice thing about Vegas is
It's a dry heat.
Don't have the pit stains as much around you.
I don't know,
I
dude.
think that should
get-
be our code word. Dry heat. Anytime anyone says
Oh.
it's a dry heat about
Dude.
Vegas, it makes me want to drink.
You know how many times people have said that to me since I've moved here? I've been here for like 12 years.
It's true.
Always
I talked to-
said,
Yeah.
with the exception of Vader, by someone who doesn't live here.
Yeah, totally. I'll get a call from somebody from the Northeast or something like that. And they're like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, oh, not too great. It's like 140 freaking degrees outside. They're like, yeah, but it's a dry heat, right? I'm like, I'm going to freaking murder you.
It still sucks.
It still sucks.
You're still in hell.
It's like walking into an oven.
You just
Yeah.
don't sweat as
Yeah,
much.
but if it wasn't a dry heat, it'd be even worse.
Oh god.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's terrible.
If it was like
Humid heat?
Oh.
Remember 100% humidity?
I would
with
much
120
rather have 110 here than like 95 in Florida.
Yes.
That would be the worst.
I don't know how to
It's like,
freaking-
fuck
Facts,
that.
because something's gonna crawl on me in Florida also.
I got mosquitoes the size of this big.
But they have alligators in varying sizes. They just call them salamanders.
Anyway, this movie was super interesting. So let's just so the movie progresses. Antonio Banderas is trying to one up Sylvester Stallone. One of the scenes that always stood out to me, and I've seen this movie before, but I didn't remember a lot of it, but I do remember one particular scene that I thought was like just a ton of fun, is when Antonio Banderas corners Sylvester Stallone and Juliane Moore in their apartment, and they're like having this little back and forth shootout, and Sylvester Stallone unplugs like the gas line or something like that, and then like lights like a fuse and then bails, and the whole building explodes. That was like, to me, that was one of the most fun scenes in this movie.
Everybody not home though?
It'll be all right.
I mean, the people that lived there that they know about are like already dead, so fine. But like, can you just check Juliane Moore's like spy
The cat?
screen?
Are you worried about the cats?
No, I'm worried about the other people that live in the apartment building.
I don't know. I had a ton of fun with this movie.
I had that problem in Superman, the Superman movie.
Oh, where they destroy half of Metropolis.
Where they killed 3 million people with the fight between
Hey
Zod
man,
and
don't bring up Zack Snyder in this freaking podcast, dude.
Oh my god, you
It'll
said
trigger
the,
Kadish.
you said the Z word.
It is kind of funny though, you know, back in the 80s and the 90s, you don't care about
There's
it.
no collateral
There's
damage.
no collateral
It's
damage.
Fine.
It's like, you know, but they,
Excuse me, I am a hero.
Is anybody else so freaking tired of movies that go to Mexico or go to the
Nope.
doing the freaking Day of the Dead
No
parade?
No.
Every movie that goes to Mexico
Well,
is like,
when-
oh, it happens to be Day of the Dead.
but when they made this movie, that wasn't a thing yet.
I guess not. Was this the one that started it?
Alex, you sound like somebody who's never celebrated Day of the Dead.
I don't celebrate Halloween or Day of the Dead.
I really hated that scene in this movie where they tried to blow up Julianne Moore's apartment and she fell out into the water and Lester Baldwin jumped in.
That's the wrong
And
movie.
That's fair game.
Fair
sorry.
game. Triggered Jude. Death stare.
I'm gonna die.
Fuck.
Oh, 3?
Mm.
God damn it.
It's really nasty.
Growing
This is
on me.
disgusting. No, it's so gross. Okay,
I'm gonna make another round.
let's get back on track. Are we ready to do final thoughts? I feel like you,
No.
like
There were two scenes in this movie that made me roll my eyes.
okay, go for it.
So the,
Only two.
Just 2?
well, two very egregious ones. So the first one is where basically Sylvester Stallone tricks Antonio Banderas into getting into his taxi. And
Oh, yeah.
and they have a face off between this like glass partition.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, that glass partition will stop those bullets. They can't shoot it at each other.
It goes all the way up from the floor.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can't shoot through the seats.
Yeah.
but you can shoot through the.
I've never even thought about that before.
I literally was
Oh
like,
my
just
God.
shoot him through the seat.
That didn't never crossed my mind. I just like the back and forth where Antonio was like finally like tries to put a bullet through it. Obviously, it doesn't work. I love
Like,
his.
hey, I had to try.
His reaction to that was amazing. He's like, I had to try, man. No big deal. I just was like,
the Assassin's Code.
it's good. I just had to try. It's good.
And like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, you miss me. Sorry. It's just, I love Antonio in this movie.
Every time they had a back and forth, that's when the movie worked
Yes.
for me.
Yeah.
They
When
need
they
more of
were
that.
when they were pitted up against each other like one on
I
one.
feel like this movie should have been like The Odd Couple, but
Yeah.
assassins. Like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but with Antonio Banderas and Sly Stallone.
My favorite scene in this movie.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna ask me what my favorite scene
No,
is.
go ahead. This is now.
But my favorite scene is when frustrated Antonio Banderas comes out of the tower
Mhm.
and he goes into the bank and they just have that really cool conversation.
They sit down at the
Yeah.
They
table.
sit down and have like, man, I'm going to fucking kill you later. But it's like,
He's
you
just like,
asshole.
oh, it's so hot. It's so hot. How are you? Are you okay?
and Stallone's
Should we do this?
Yeah.
Stallone's character is just sitting there, just playing him like a fiddle.
Yeah.
it was good stuff.
I
was
like that
and
stuff.
that was the best part of this movie.
Yeah,
The-
and originally, like the movie was supposed to be like just about their rivalry and them trying to kill
It
each
should
other.
have been.
Yeah.
And the second scene that really had me rolling my eyes is at the end, and this was something Brian Helgeland added when he did his rewrites, is the reveal that the old Russian guy that Sylvester Stallone killed 15 years ago is secretly still alive, and he was the one pulling all the strings.
Yeah, that didn't make any
and
sense to me.
yeah, like he just came out of
Comes out
no
of nowhere.
setup
Yeah.
at all for that reveal.
Spoiler. Turns out my best friend is still alive. I never killed him.
Yeah.
The last 20 years have been a lie.
Because because the guy knew, he was like, I know you always aim for the heart. So he had like some kind of like a protection around
Kevlar,
his,
yeah.
whatever it was. And it was like, it's just,
But
it
what
did
if
come
he
out of
ever
nowhere.
went for the headshot?
There's
a lot of stuff that had to work for that.
because if you kill him in the head, then you can't identify them, and then you don't get your money.
I've never understood, and this is a real life thing.
What's that?
You got these people that they know that they've got guns going to be pointed at them at some point in their lives, but they always wear the Kevlar vest, but they never wear a helmet or nothing. It's like I'm going to bring this to the real world right now, right? Just really quick.
Mm-hmm.
You got Zelensky over in Ukraine. Every time you see him out in public, in the open, where a sniper's at or something, right? He's got this Kevlar vest on, but he's just roaming around with his head fully exposed and everything. Can they not aim for the head? This is a thing.
That's not what they're trained to do.
This is a thing through all these assassin movies. They never go for
Stop
headshots.
giving
I'm gonna tell you something.
I don't get it.
Real world
I don't get it.
ideas.
Come here. This is a secret. It's all propaganda.
It's just weird, man. It's just like
Here we go.
it's just a strange thing. It's like, yeah, we got all these cool Kevlar vests, but you don't got nothing to protect your brain.
Well, in this movie, the excuse was the kill was personal. And I guess in personal kills, you don't go for the head, you go for the heart.
Oh yeah, some assassin's code.
Some
bullshit.
assassin's bullshit code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed.
But what's also funny is like killing his best friend and mentor like tormented the character of Sylvester Stallone his entire life. And then when he finds out that the guy is alive, he's like, oh, that burden's been lifted off my shoulders. And then he immediately kills him again.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, there can only be two. There can only be a master and an apprentice.
You almost made me snot.
So he fucked it all up by not being dead.
Yeah, no, I can't do
pretty
that.
much.
You know?
But
It's like
there-
Darth Plagueis being alive. It wouldn't work in the whole
I'm sorry, say his name again.
Plagueis, whatever.
Okay, we're gonna go with that. That's getting clipped.
but there's this great scene in this movie where Antonio Banderas finds out that he's being hired to kill Sylvester Stallone, and he does this huge overacting thing where he's like, he like bites his knuckle, and it's one of my favorite like internet memes because it's a GIF that you can put.
Oh,
on
yeah,
I
yeah.
100% disagree with you because every time you're like, you want to get sushi tonight, I do the same thing.
You're really excited about things. You just, oh yes.
You're like, oh.
Yeah, but it's textbook Antonio Banderas overacting. in that
You know
one
what
scene.
though?
It,
Like
it
That's
kind of
kinda
works.
That's kind of his thing.
of all the people who overact in movies, he does it the best.
I wish that Sylvester Stallone had done that, and then it would just be acting.
This is a funny thing, and I have no idea. It's probably not connected, but I thought it was very fascinating because I recently watched Shrek 2 with my kids, and that introduced Puss in Boots, played by Antonio Banderas. The first time we ever get introduced to that character, it's all in shadow, and all you see is two green cat eyes. And Juliane Moore's logo on the internet is two green cat eyes, and I was like,
You were like, oh shit, I think I know what's
there's
happening
a
here.
conspiracy going on here.
But you fucked that up. Oh god.
God damn it.
God.
When you say Puss in Boots, you
have to say
you
it
have to
right.
say it correctly.
You do have to say it right.
Puss in Boots.
Puss.
better.
You have to pause.
Puss
in
and Boots.
That's right.
Okay, I need you to stop doing that.
It makes your nether regions quiver a little bit. You go, oh,
it's too sexy.
It's too sexy.
Puss in Boots.
Oh man, the only movie I've ever seen that has Antonio Banderas in it that wasn't sexy was that god awful Uncharted movie.
I just crossed my legs.
All right, let's do final thoughts. Let's do final thoughts on Assassins. Vader, give it a rating. What do you rate this movie?
2.
Really?
Yeah, it's a
All
terrible
right.
fucking movie, dude.
All right.
God dang it, it's kicking.
He said it again.
Shit.
It's hit me again. Anima is no longer allowed to pick the word of the week.
Yeah.
She's trying to murder us.
She literally knows our kryptonite.
I know, dude. It's just yeah, this is a 2. This is not a good movie. This is I don't know why Sylvester Stallone or Antonio Banderas would even ever make this movie, but maybe it's because they needed a paycheck or something at the time.
You don't like that? Wow.
No, this is
Stallone got $15 million for that.
well, that's why. That's why. Because that's a really good payday for 1995.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, which Rocky movie came before this? Was it Rocky 4?
all of them. And these are all after Rocky, dude.
That's not true.
Except for like Rocky 12.
I like Balboa or whatever.
Rocky white guy. I don't know. It's just it's not Jude. Fuck. God dang it.
She said it again.
It's not me.
This thing is like kicking my ass all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see triplicate. It's insane.
We got 3 movies.
I know. I'm only one in. It's
Dude, final thoughts. Give it a rating.
My mouth is numb.
Puss in boots.
I'm going to apologize to our listeners. Like this might go real off the walls in not that long. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to our patrons who chose the topic for this week. Assassin's movie was a patron idea. So thank you.
Terrible.
You're
idea.
slurring your words.
Listen, dude, don't get mad about the ad breaks because they ain't going to happen. Jude, final thoughts. Give it a rating.
I just want to tell people that
I apologize.
Alex and I found this really cool bar yesterday. It's called Beer Zombies.
Shout out to Beer Zombies.
Tell him I brought this beer home for Vader, and show him your tin. Show
Oh,
him your
yeah.
tin.
Beer Zombies. Shout out to
Yeah.
those guys.
So-
Local Las Vegas
Yeah,
brewery.
if you come to Las Vegas, you can go to Beer Zombies, and you can get beers in tins.
Yeah.
And they have shirts too. This is a 2-star movie.
Okay.
Kadish?
That's it. All right. Kadish, final thoughts. Give it a rating. He's the only sober one at the table.
I agree. This is a 2-star movie.
What?
It's not a good movie. In fact,
Not
it's,
good,
it's
bro.
quite boring. And if it weren't for the overacting of Antonio Banderas, there'd be nothing redeeming about this film.
Yeah, Antonio Banderas.
He's
Yeah.
too
His
sexy.
his
And boots.
I also want to tell people this is only one shot of
I know, bro. I'm
absinthe
gonna-
in these, and it's no joke.
I'm gonna change it to 2.5 just for really good Antonio Banderas.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Antonio Banderas sweat.
Thank you. Thank you.
His sweat gets a half a star.
Oh, that's a good point. You know what? Me too.
It's excellent sweating.
Me too.
Can he bottle that and sell it on the
You
internet?
bottle it. It's like a
Excellent
thought.
sweating.
Like an internet thought. Like Antonio
Like,
Banderas.
can you oil your beer with his sweat? Oil
I
your beer.
totally would.
Is that a thing?
Banderas
Can you do that?
beard sweat. That's pretty wild. I'm gonna bottle that. Let's do that.
This is a 3-star movie.
No, it's 2.5. 2.5 because of Antonio sweating
Okay, whatever you say. Say Puss in Boots
off
again.
the rails. Jesus
Booze.
Christ! This is our first movie.
And boots. We're so done, dude.
We're done. It's over.
This is terrible.
It used to be the name I called my boobs.
Puss in
Boots.
boots.
They fight with swords.
Oh
What this last half inch of this class is going to fucking murder me. God damn it.
no. This is a 3-star movie for me. I am thoroughly entertained from start to finish. I love the ridiculousness. I love the overacting. Everything. Oh my gosh, you finished it. I have so much fun with this movie. I don't know why. I'm not saying it's good, but for me personally, I
Is
just have
this
a ton of fun.
A regular watch for you.
Yeah, kind of.
Really?
Yeah. Like I love this movie, dude.
This movie sucks.
No,
balls.
it does not. Like when we were choosing assassin movies, this was the first movie that came to my head. I was like, oh, Antonio
Because it's
Banderas.
called
Because
Assassin.
it's, yeah.
No, because of Antonio. I freaking love that
It doesn't
guy.
even have any boobs in it, dude. I mean, come on.
That's
It's,
a good point. I think.
Jude's a yes man all of a sudden. Yeah.
Listen, whatever Vader says goes.
All
she
right.
never said that before. That
I'm so sorry.
makes me feel good.
Yeah, it's
I
a
didn't know. Absinthe makes me slutty.